On the 1 year anniversary of The Fiend being set ablaze, it was Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley looking like he came straight from the Matrix, and Bianca Belair having a huge moment on the show. But this is things you might have missed, and before we get started, I usually would ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, but this week, I really want to just tell you, subscribe! Look how close we are to 50k.
Happy holidays!
I get to be a superhero?
You're almost a superhero, just like me.
Does it mean I can fly?
Go try! Oh, be careful!
The breakup has finally happened as Omos decided AJ Styles is no more his tag team partner. This came after AJ refused to tag in Omos in their tag match versus the Mysterios. AJ Styles, frustrated, literally berating Omos and then attacking him as he stood outside the ring, and the Giant just said, "Get the hell off me," and just one plunge to the mat left AJ Styles down. It was a little predictable, but still it was a cool moment to see the Giant breaking out. I just wish he didn't spit everywhere. That would have been, a little bit better as he was zoomed in. But nonetheless, I am excited to see what they do with the Giant next. He did say the next time you see me, it'll be in a match. Will that be on Raw? Will that be at day one? Well, WWE tweeted something interesting during the show, saying somewhere in an alternate timeline, these two are teammates, with obviously the Miz and the Giant Omos stood side by side. This happened during Raw. Could they be setting up for Miz and Omos to be a tag team? Maybe. A lot of people say the Giant is literally too green to be out on his own. Maybe Miz is the perfect person to take him under his wing now. On Raw, they called it the final chapter, and what a chapter it was, as OMG, Bianca Belair hit the KOD on DouDrop. Another huge feat of strength, just like her carrying Otis around the ring on SmackDown. Do you remember that moment? That was pretty cool. This obviously led to Bianca Belair winning the match tonight, and honestly, hopefully now just moving on to bigger and better things. Great moment though for Bianca. Miz and Maryse are all good, and I'll tell you what, Miz is definitely in for a happy holiday now. It was all a ruse by Miz and Maryse to lure Edge in, but something you might have missed is the fact they did mention Beth. When Edge and Maryse were sat down, they mentioned Beth Phoenix, and could that mean that she's going to be injected in this story? Maybe we get a match after the day one match? Maybe? Raw started tonight, obviously setting up the main event with Lashley and MVP. Obviously not all was right between Lashley and MVP. Could they be splitting up Lashley and MVP? That could be fun. It was only Kevin Owens and Seth coming down that stopped Big E and MVP fighting. So maybe. And we got this backstage segment with Lashley and MVP where the tension continued to be shown between the two. And honestly, in this segment, I just thought Lashley was going to strip. That's what, honestly, I'm sitting there thinking, they're not going to do that on TV. He knows there's a camera there, right? But Kevin Owens had some fun on Twitter with "We must KO exist." Yep, because they were put into a tag team match. I just really want to know what Seth Rollins is wearing, man. What the hell do you call that? Patchwork? Something? I don't even know. But it's now time for the whole world to
watch me.
We all saw Liv Morgan attack what she thought at first was Becky Lynch. This was released on social media on Sunday night. It got 1 million views in 15 hours. People are hyped for Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. In the final hour of Raw, we obviously had Liv in the ring talking about that attack with Becky in the training school. And I love the line she delivered to Becky where she said it only took one arm to kick your ass, then throwing the stick out, saying, "I didn't bring it for me, I bought it for you." What a way to disrespect Becky Lynch. I love that. Honestly, the build to this day one match has been so good. I'm really into it. I'm a massive Liv Morgan fan. We all know it at this point. But this is the Liv Morgan I've wanted to see. This isn't just Liv Morgan living her dream. This is Liv Morgan wanting to accomplish her dream, and she's angry. And that's perfect. WWE has new long sleeve t-shirts available, including the new Lily shirt. And it's Monday, which means Alexa Bliss posted another little tease. This time not really a tease, more the full reveal on where her inspiration for her characters came from. Of course, you can see that on the left is big comfy couch, on the right the movie Orphan. She has spoke about this before. I saw a lot of people saying, is this the end of her character? She spoke about this last year. I think she's just reminding people. I think that's all it is, but it was definitely worth including tonight. We had Randy Orton versus Chad Gable for the first time ever. And oh my God, Chad Gable died with an RKO. Look at that! Look at the sell of the RKO by Chad Gable. Absolutely brilliant. Austin Theory, Finn Balor, another really good match on Raw. Really good to see Theory getting some good airtime. Of course, it was Finn Balor who won, but he should have won because the story of the match was Austin Theory took his eyes off the ball. He wanted to try and take a selfie. Balor took advantage for the victory, but Austin Theory still had some really cool moments in the match, and that is what is important. Yes, Balor countered, but then the story continued with Austin Theory refusing to knock on Mr. McMahon's door, refusing to see Vince, until later on after he attacked Balor. And of course he went to see the chairman of WWE, and Vince was on his happy pills. Vince was smiling a lot tonight, let's not lie. He must be happy it's Christmas. But of course he basically said next week there will be a rematch between Balor and Austin Theory. Huge news if you're a fan of the Attitude Era. Of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin is apparently being headhunted by the WWE to be a major role at this year's WrestleMania in Dallas. Makes perfect sense with it being in Texas. They're not talking about a wrestling role. Apparently, they're looking at him maybe hosting the show. I'd be fine with it. All down for more Stone Cold Steve Austin. So let me know your thoughts. Do you want Stone Cold at WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments down below. WWE did this really cool thing during Raw with a WWE Superstar Fact. And do you know what? I didn't know this. I would love more stuff like this, please, WWE. I thought this was a really good way to introduce maybe a new viewer to a character. Talking of characters, Santa's elves have gone a little bit downhill, haven't they? What was this? Oh, I love Akira Tozawa, man. I do. I have no idea who this is. Someone in the comments, please educate me. Is this such a big deal? WWE are making it out like it's a very big deal. Who else noticed that this WWE fan got more than their ticket's worth as Edge got right up in his face? Look at that. Oh my God. Yowie wowie. The main event of Raw saw Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens versus Lashley and Big E. And it was a good match until Lashley inadvertently speared Big E. And then, of course, Lashley pinned Kevin Owens. Seth Rollins a moment late with the curb stomp. Perfect timing by Seth because it set up the beatdown on the outside of Big E and Lashley. Lashley's selling, man. Oh my God, this dude looked like he died. Perfect. Of course, there was a little flashback with the shield-like bomb on the apron. It's kind of a little bit of a KO pop-up power bomb. And then, of course, the tease. Will he curb stomp him on the stairs? You can see Big E just in the corner. He was down. And then Seth cracked the skull of Lashley. And Lashley looked like he died all over again. Oh, poor Lashley, man. Is Lashley a face now? Am I meant to feel sorry for Bobby Lashley? It's going to be interesting. We saw the handshake that ended Raw. Would they split? Nope. They hugged. Honestly, I just hope whatever happens after day one, they continue to do Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins segments. This match has me so invested in day one. But genuinely, I just want to see more KO and Seth doing things together because it's been absolutely hilarious. And I need more of it. Just a reminder to you guys, there will be no things you might have missed for SmackDown this coming Friday. We'll be back on the channel next week with things you might have missed. Raw, we have day one predictions coming up, etc. We'll be back next week. But this Friday, there's nothing. Overall, though, for this week's Raw, I'll give it a solid 6. It was a solid show for Christmas week. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you all have a great Christmas. Like the video, share the video, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you as always next time. Peace! Peace!